It's not good news for Emma Raducanu as there's another injury, and this time she's out of Madrid. And here we go, let's get straight into the news. We had Jose Morgado, as always, tweeting out, and he wrote the most expected news of the day, and that is that Raducanu withdraws from the Madrid Open due to an injury in her right hand. She was due to play Tomova yesterday, but pulled out just before. And I mean, it's happening again, just more injury concerns. The crazy thing with Raducanu, she's 20 years old. She's already won the pinnacle of the sport, which is a Grand Slam. She's an exceptional young tennis player. But as an athlete, does she have the physicality, the body to be able to get through and be a tennis player at the top level? It appears currently she does not. And I mean, if we go to the top of this tweet, we can see the exchange she had with the press at the press conference in Madrid. And this is what happened. So there were 16 questions asked, 58 words she responded. She did not want to talk to, I believe it was Mouse Sport, and pretty much snubbed every single question with 1 or 2 word answers. I'm not going to go through all of it, but I was talking about Ostapenko in the last event, and she just said she played very well. Wrists, she said it's okay. She didn't want to talk about any injuries, and it ended with her talking about her relationship with Jodie Burrage, and she responded with just very few words. And listen, a lot of people are going crazy on social media about this, and I think it's important to have a very balanced approach. Let's be honest, it is so tough being Emma Raducanu. She has the whole of the world's media, specifically the UK media, and it feels like they're gunning for her. Whatever she does, they want to find a situation to criticise her. So in a way, her being like this is just a way of not allowing them to make articles about her and clickbait little things she says. On the other hand, I feel it is her responsibility as a professional athlete to attend press conferences and give good responses. And the reason that is because I think it will enable the sport to grow. It'll inspire other people to get into tennis. And if she wants to be this role model for the future generations, I just think it's so important that the media and the players have a good relationship. We do a podcast. We are the new form of media. We love reporting on tennis stories. That's why we're doing these news stories. And I feel that players do definitely need to engage with the media to help the sport to grow. However, in her defence, I can understand her relationship with the media hasn't been the best. And that is largely to do with the UK media and how they've just bombarded her and shot her down for no apparent reason. And it's a difficult one to assess, and that's why I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say in the comments section below. I think you can make a case for either side, but of course, the overall is that it is a little bit disappointing, the fact that Raducanu is injured again. It's another injury. She's had so many different parts of her body injured, and it's disappointing that she feels the need to not be able to express herself now. She was someone who, when she came onto the US Open, she had the charisma and confidence of someone who's been on the tour for about 20 years. And I think it's really disappointing that we are now starting to see Raducanu lose that charisma with the media, the way she spoke to them, the way she engaged with fans. And yeah, it's all turning a little bit sour at the moment, and hopefully things can turn around. Just looking at this thread, if we scroll down, we had Holger Rune respond saying, the only way to be sure not to be misunderstood is to give nothing. So he's showing some support for the responses of Raducanu. I think it's also important to see, I've pulled an image here from the Instagram of Jodie Burrage last year. So it maybe was a bit of a stupid line of questioning, going and trying to create some kind of drama between these two, when quite clearly there's nothing, there's no bad feelings, they're good friends. As you can see here from the photo, I mean, it's a bit of a non-story, and I was unsure why the journalist was so keen to keep probing about Jodie Burrage. I think the question should be more about Raducanu's tennis and how she is feeling. I know it started off like that, but yeah, that's just my thoughts. I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say. Moving on to the next one, we have the autistic tennis fan in saying, couldn't be happier that Emma Raducanu gave the British press the treatment they deserve. They've dragged her for clickbait for 18 months. Girl is done with their nonsense. So, like I said, that is one side of the argument. Let me know if you agree or not. We've got James Gray in saying Emma Raducanu's withdrawal is because of a recurrence of the wrist injury that first appeared last summer. So this is a recurring wrist injury, but I mean, she's had every single part of her body injured, it seems. There is a long list of injuries and withdrawals and early retirements. And for someone who's 20 years old, it doesn't bode well for the future. If as an athlete, she's unable to compete and her body doesn't allow her to do so, you've got to say it's not looking good to be a successful tennis player. And the big news is that she has dropped outside the top 100. If she keeps not being able to play tennis events, it's soon going to be 200, then 300, then 400. You can't see a way back for Raducanu. And that means she's not going to be able to play in the big events. She'll only be getting wild cards into events. And it seems like a very much a backward step to where she was at the US Open. James Gray also says she's currently entered into Rome and Roland Garros, but is limited in training for the last couple of weeks and will consider her options. Of course, there is a big, strong possibility that she withdraws from Rome. I feel she'll play Roland Garros because she does usually play the slams. But what kind of form or match practice is she going to have going into it if she's not been playing? But there we go. That's all my thoughts on the story. Let me know yours in the comment section below. And of course, if you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you soon.